Hi Lucy, this is Jim Gillis, and thanks so much for the heads up on Ballot Ready. I do know about these guys. They've been on my radar for a while, but I didn't know about them getting funded. And by the way, sorry I don't have my camera on right now. I can't seem to get it to work with this screen capture software. Ever since I uploaded the new version of Skype, for some reason I'm sure it's a camera microphone thing. Anyway, but I couldn't resist but to compare Win My Vote a little bit with Ballot Ready and some other ones. I won't make a long video. I don't even expect you to watch the whole thing, and I certainly don't expect any feedback or anything like that, so don't worry about any of that. But this is their ballot here, and again, the big difference is that they don't allow the candidate to create and manage and publish and edit and maintain their own profile. And a lot of groups, a lot of companies out there have done this. The League of Women Voters, Ballotpedia, I think Vote 411, Vote Smart. There's a whole bunch of them, and they all seem to be missing that one fact that all the kind of .com and .com 2.0 or whatever we're calling it now, it all has the same model, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Everyone creates their own account, manages their own account, upkeeps their own, simply because there's no model out there that will allow for one company to build individual profiles and manage them and keep them up to date. It just doesn't work. So I think a lot of these missions are nonprofits, and they're doing it as a sort of a public good, which is great. But again, there's no sustainable model, and it doesn't scale, and it's not going to have any effect, unfortunately. So that's me being negative, I know. But anyway, so here's Win My Vote, which I'm sure you've seen before, and how the ballot works and all that type of stuff. But I wanted to show you the new front end. So keep in mind, for the last couple of years, we've spent all of our time and energy and resources and money into the back end, into building the product, and not really worrying about the front end at all. The front end, the only really use we have, the only reason it's up there now is simply to make sure that the back end is working the right way. So I'll give you a sneak peek of what it's going to look like. And hopefully that the screen capture gets all that. But essentially we'll have all the same features as the ballot right now. It'll have my trusted sources, my groups, voter resources. It'll have my representatives, which will look similar to this, but it will be president, vice president, senator, Congress, etc., etc. And you'll be able to click through to their profile and send them a message and all that. But it'll be a great resource if you want to know who's sitting on the city council, who is on the school board, who's on the BART board, those types of quick references. But it'll function very similar. And then also, one of the big differences, it has these, the party logos here. And we wanted to get away from the party system and wanted people to really look at the candidates as individuals and not members of parties. But I don't think that was very practical. So here we're figuring that this will be nice because you'll be able to quickly see 4 or 5 or 6 different parties, or what we're hoping for is a lot of sort of independent people that are taking party endorsements, but they're not locked into a specific party. But the user can click on see full profile or click anywhere here, and then this will be the new candidate profile, where you'll be able to see and share the profile real quickly. You'll be able to see the party that they're running for. All of these are kind of self-explanatory. They'll be able to see the endorsements. So for example, you can click through on a little scroll, see those, click straight through, and then it will bring you down to the endorsement section here, and you'll be able to see and hear those endorsements. Oh, sorry, I didn't do the cursor thing. And then you'll click on About Me, and you'll be able to scroll down and see that, and then you can click on the issues, and then on the issues they'll have the option of either just putting all their important issues that they want there, or they can create little sub and more specific issues, and then the voter can click on those and see where they stand on these specific issues. This right here, for the record, we're hoping that this is where the mud will be flung. And this is a way for candidates to address attacks, and candidates to also point out, as this example does, that the person that I'm running against is a criminal, he's been embezzling, et cetera, and then they can do the back and forth down here if they want to sort of follow that saga again of the no I didn't, yes I did kind of a thing. And then the voter can click on, oops, sorry about that, I was going the wrong way there. You can click on endorsements, and then this is where all of the endorsements will really be featured here, where you can watch this one, you can read the endorsement, and then you can look at groups and organizations and individuals, or what we call trusted sources here. And then I didn't list the little links here, but we'll have links here where it'll be, show only my trusted sources, or show only my groups and organizations, or only individual trusted sources. So you'll be able to have a couple of options there to see the different ones. So the way it works now is that the candidate can, you're only going to be displayed your trusted sources if you select that, and then they'll be in the order that the candidate wants them to be in. So anyway, I don't need to get to the details of that, but it will be structured so that you're not going to be seeing any advertising, and you're not going to be seeing any fake accounts or any of that other type of stuff. And so let's say you want to click through and watch a couple of different ones here, and then you want to go back up, and let's say you really like this candidate, you just favorite her here, and then when you go back to your ballot, you'll see that it'll be nice and green here, and then you can move to the next race, and you may know Jane Smith and say I already know about that, and click on that, which is great. And then Attorney General, you want to learn a little bit more about the Justice Democrat that's running, and you can scroll down and again go through that process and come back up and say, yep, I want to vote for her, and back to ballot, and then you can see that it's nice and green there, and then you can move on. So that's the idea. Anyway, there's lots more. I won't bore you with those, but we have a new page for the groups, or what we call trusted sources, up there as well, where they have a lot of functionality. As a matter of fact, I'll show you real quickly. I think I can do it quickly because I think it's right here. Yeah, and these will be the new group pages. And the real, so it functions very similar, right, with About Us and the issues, and you can kind of go through and see what this group is all about. And on these, we're figuring there's going to be, the tried and true. There's going to be all of the unions and all of the super PACs and the normal groups and organizations that are out there now advocating, like Sierra Club and that type of thing. But we're also hoping that lots of new groups get formed, even groups like Moms for Stop Signs, on Francisco and 11th, and things like that, where they can really do the research on specific propositions, local propositions, and then you can select them as a trusted source to hear what they have to say about those. But one of the big changes on the trusted sources page will be the endorsements, and let me get through that one. So on the endorsements, this is what it will look like now. So if I want to see the AFL-CIO endorsed ballots, I can look here, and this is Arizona, and I can see who they are endorsing, for all of these. And if there's a video, I can just click on that, watch the video here, and if I like it, then I say sure. And when I click here, this is connected to my ballot, right? So now Gavin Newsom here is now favorited on my ballot. So if I am a real tried and true union guy and I want to do all that, I can do vote like the union on this ballot, and then it'll all just transfer to my ballot. Or I can go one by one and just kind of click on that, and then again have those options, so that it's on my ballot. So I can kind of go through that and do it that way. Anyway, thanks. Great seeing you again. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Also, you mentioned that Henry was really into politics, and we're doing the National Student Parent Mock Election, and we'd love to talk with him about him being kind of like a facilitator, or at least introducing it to his school, or leading that type of the event, at the school. We work real closely also with the National Association of Student Council, and they do their own mock election, and then we have them become facilitators at their own schools if they're interested. So I don't know if he's part of that organization, or if he would be interested in being part of that organization, But it doesn't matter either way. He can still, you know, sort of introduce it to his school, and I'd also be happy to have him, you know, play around with the ballot if he's interested, you know, on any level at all. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye.